Hi there, are you interested in learning the Alexander technique? Well, if so, I've got 4 ways that you can begin learning on your own at home, and they're all free, friend. That is in today's video. Hi there, my name is Morgan Risden, and I'm the creator of Center Studio, where I teach people skills to feel more comfortable more often using the Alexander technique. Why? Because, friend, I'm a nationally certified Alexander technique teacher. Now, if you are new to my channel and this is your first time here, friend, welcome. I'm really glad to have you. I hope if you enjoy today's video, you'll do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. There's also a notification bell that lets you know every week when I upload my next video. And of course, feel free to check out some of my other videos as well. Now, let's get to free stuff. Everybody loves free. Who doesn't love free? I love free. Now, in today's video, I wanted to talk with you about 4 easy ways that you can begin learning the Alexander technique on your own at home, and they're all free. Now, this is something that I get really excited and passionate about because I've had a lot of students who've approached me in the past who've said, you know, I can't begin taking private lessons. I don't have the budget for group classes. Or in some cases, I don't even have a teacher in my area that I could study with, somebody who's close by. And if these are something that you struggle with, I just wanted to offer a few ways that you can begin learning on your own at home. However, most Alexander teachers and students alike will tell you at some point you really want to invest in having private lessons or group classes at the very least to get the whole experience. But that being said, you can still begin learning on your own at home. Yeah. Now, the first way that I'm going to recommend you get started is through listening to podcasts. Now, we have a wonderful resource from a colleague of mine, Robert Rickover, who has a podcast called Body Learning, and you'll find that online, bodylearningcast.com, and I'll be sure to link to it below for you. And he's done a wonderful job of just giving us a whole bunch of episodes about the Alexander technique and how it applies to different topics. Topics from things like performing, acting, singing, musicians, dancers, all the way to things like scoliosis, MS, Parkinson's, even posture, introductions to Alexander technique. He really has a plethora of topics that he covers, and he breaks it down for you. So under each topic heading, you'll see all of the episodes that he's done. And they're not even all with the same teachers, meaning that you might be searching for Alexander technique in acting, and underneath that, you'll find a whole bunch of episodes all dedicated towards Alexander technique in acting, but some of those are interviews with different teachers. I think this is a wonderful way to get started because, again, you're learning about the technique through the lens of different teachers. And again, while Alexander technique might always be the same, different teachers have different things that they can share with you that are going to be of value. So I definitely recommend starting with some podcasts to get you started. The second way I'm going to suggest is by good old-fashioned reading, my friend. Yep, go to your library. Go to your Amazon, go to your Kindle. If you've got some free credits, download a book on the Alexander technique to get started. A few personal favorites of mine include A Skill for Life by Pedro de Alcantara. We also have Body Learning by Michael Gelb, and then one that's a little less cerebral, that's more exercises, and it breaks it down in a very easy to read way is Richard Brennan's book, which is the complete guide to the Alexander technique. I might be botching that one. But again, I will be sure to link to all of these below for you, just so that you can get started reading if this is a way that you find really helpful. You know, I will also note that students of mine who read prior to taking lessons or prior to taking classes tend to learn faster. And I think that goes to show us that, again, people who are reading and taking in this information in the form of a book, they really come to their lessons pretty well prepared because they've already heard some of the language we're talking about. They understand some of the concepts. And then it's just about merging into the experience that they get from having that kinesthetic experience with the teacher, with the use of their hands. So it's really helpful. So I really strongly suggest reading as another form that you can get started learning more. The third way is by watching YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please be sure to do so. If you haven't checked out YouTube and gone down the rabbit hole of Alexander technique, What are you waiting for? There are a lot of different channels. Now, hopefully you like and appreciate mine and you've set yourself up for that notification bell, but there are also other channels out there that highlight Alexander technique. And sometimes they're not necessarily all dedicated towards Alexander. Sometimes it's a violinist who's just talking about Alexander technique and how it applies to her playing her instrument. Maybe it's a singer who's talking about it. But I encourage you to go down the rabbit hole of Alexander technique on YouTube and start exploring. I think it's really helpful to watch other teachers, to listen to other teachers talk about this work, and to gain a better understanding of what people mean by the jargon that we use, whether it's talking about awareness, direction, inhibition, or means whereby, and gaining all these kinds of different words that Alexander teachers will use. And it's helpful to have different people talking about the same thing. You just seem to then understand a little bit better because you're hearing about it from different people. So I definitely encourage you to check out some YouTube videos and try and find different channels that might resonate with you. So again, you can begin learning that way as well. The fourth way, which I feel like is a super secret way, is by visiting AMSAT's website. Now, AMSAT stands for American Society for Alexander Technique. And again, I'll be sure to link to that in the comments below for you. That is the organization that I actually belong to. They oversee the certification and training through the school that I went through to get certified to be an Alexander teacher. And they have a wonderful resource of places where you can begin learning either locally or online. And some, my friend, are free. And this is a wonderful way for you to get started. If you're somebody who doesn't have a teacher in your area, maybe online learning is a way to get started, or finding something for free that's an intro so that you can better understand, and maybe there's an opportunity for some Q&A where you can start to ask some questions. Now again, this is just a whole bunch of ways to get you started, but ultimately I really do hope and encourage you to seek out a teacher if and when you come to a place where you have access to that. I remember meeting an individual when I was at a conference in Ireland, and when I met him, he said, I've only ever read books on the Alexander technique. He was from Florida, I think, at the time, and there were no teachers in his area. And he flew all the way to Ireland to attend one of our international conferences. And I thought, man, this guy really knows his stuff, even though all he did, my friend, was read a few books. And then when he dove in and he had the means and he had the time, he attended a conference, got a lot of experiential learning, and was able to really dive down into the kinesthetic experience. So again, that's always an option for the future as well, if and when you ever have the luxury, the pleasure to attend one of those conferences. The next one is happening actually this summer in Berlin, my favorite. It's going to be in August, and hopefully if that's something that interests you, you can go ahead and sign up to be made aware of whenever those conferences are happening as well. Those cost money, my friend. However, you can get started with learning by listening to podcasts and by watching videos like this. Until next time, I hope that you like this video. YouTube loves it when you do that. I appreciate it when you do it. And then also leave a comment below. Is there a book that you really love that you think other people, other viewers might benefit from? Or is there a channel that you follow that you think you could share? I would love to hear what you are enjoying. Until next time, take care, friend. Ciao.